Well, guys, Apple's Scary Fast event unfolded yesterday, and what we saw was, well, expected. Let's get into it. First off, happy belated Halloween and happy 1st of November. Can't believe it. The year is almost coming to a close, but you guys aren't here for that. Let's get into what we are here for, and that's Apple's new M3 and MacBook Pro and iMac products. So I have some initial thoughts about the M3 chip, the MacBook Pro, and a little bit on the iMac. The iMac really didn't change other than the chip, so the chip will kind of take hold of the iMac. But overall, I think it was a good event. It was very, very short. Obviously, we knew what we were pretty much getting in terms of the chip, in terms of the MacBook Pro. There was one surprise in there, I think, which was the color, and then the iMac stuff obviously did change. So I think the good things that we got from the event yesterday on the chip side of things are the performance bump, obviously, from especially the M1 and the Intel-based chips. Definitely an improvement there. I think the price was actually structured pretty well for the new MacBook Pro and the iMacs. And then the fact that it came in 3 different models, I think was good on release. They could have just done an M3, M3 Pro, maybe released an Ultra or Max later, but they came out with all 3. I think that was good. We saw an M3, we saw an M3 Pro, and then we saw an M3 Max, which takes it to a whole new level in terms of performance. So we'll get into all of that. But I do think there were some bad things too, some negatives on that. Now, the event mainly showed comparisons between the Intel or M1 based platform versus the M3. I think that was definitely intentional and definitely thought out because obviously the M2, M2 Pro is pretty close. We did see the M2 Pro in there, but you could tell that they were really stressing the upgrade from the Intel or M1 based products to the new M3 products. Now, as far as the MacBook Pro goes, the base M3 only comes in the 14-inch model. In the 16-inch model MacBook Pro, if you're looking at that, it doesn't come with the base M3. It comes with the M3 Pro and the M3 Max. Just like the base M2 model MacBooks, I do think the base M3 chip will be good for anybody using it for an educational tool, simple photo editing, simple games, stuff like that. I do think the M3 chip is very, very powerful still for those type of uses. Now, my negative start. One negative I did have about the product event launch was that the base M3 I thought was going to be changed to a dual display, external display. They kept it at a single external display, so that was kind of tough to hear. I figured that, especially if they want people to upgrade from that previous model MacBooks, they would up it to a dual external display. So maybe we'll see that next year. I don't know. So the M3 chip as a whole, very, very powerful. The base M3 will start with an 8-core CPU, 10-core GPU. You bump that up to the M3 Pro in the 14-inch model, 11-core CPU, 14-core GPU. So slight bump there. Very, very good. I think that'll be one of the more popular models for sure. The 16-inch model obviously doesn't come with the base M3, as I mentioned before. You do get the Pro and the Max starting at 12-core CPU and an 18-core GPU. Now on to my next negative on the event, to the color. The color of the new famed M3 chip MacBook Pro. I was kind of underwhelmed. I think a lot of us are because the space black MacBook Pro, while it looks great, it looks awesome. I think it'll be very, very sleek seeing it in person. But I thought they could have done a little bit better. I thought they could have surprised us a little bit more. I thought they may have, had the idea to maybe match the iPhone 15 Pro and go with that blue titanium. I think that would be a nice, cool color to do in the MacBook Pro. And then, see from there what they do colors wise after that. I do know the Pro models, they kind of keep to more of a business-like color scheme with the silver and the blacks. So I don't expect them to go crazy with the MacBook Pros like they did with the iMacs with the various artsy colors. But I do think that blue titanium would have been a nice way to kind of intro in the blue titanium as a whole in terms of the Apple Pro line. So maybe we'll see. I don't know. Maybe we'll do it next year. Also should mention that Surface from Microsoft, the Surface laptop, did a space black kind of version of their own a few years ago. So I wonder if Apple was kind of influenced by that, because the Surface laptop in that matte black finish did really well for Microsoft in the Surface line as well. So maybe that's what they were trying to kind of reinvent for themselves. Who knows? Now, finally, the price of the products that we saw yesterday. The M3 MacBook Pro, the 14-inch model, will start at the $1,600 price mark, and the 16-inch model will start at just under $2,500, basically $2,500 for those models. And the new all-in-one iMac with the M3 will start at just $1,299, which I think is a really good deal if you're looking for an all-in-one display and computer to itself. All in all, I was pretty happy with what we saw in the event yesterday. I mean, obviously, other than the color scheme of the new MacBook Pro and then the single external display for the M3 chip, everything else it kind of exceeded my expectations in terms of the performance bumps, in terms of the models that we got, in terms of the base M3, M3 Pro, and the M3 Max. I think they're going to perform really, really great, and I think the products are going to be pretty good as well. Now, if you want to know whether you should upgrade or not, I would say this: if you have the M2 or the M2 Pro or anything M2 wise, I would say no, probably not. Unless you just want a laptop, maybe you don't have a laptop, then maybe look at that M3, M3 Pro, MacBook Pro. But if you have an M1 or if you have an Intel based and you're looking for something new in terms of a desktop, maybe go with the iMac. And then if you're looking for a laptop, obviously go with the MacBook Pro 14-inch or 16-inch. If you're used to a bigger display, you use monitors, go with that 16-inch. It's going to be worth it for you. But if you're not needing a ton of space, go with that 14-inch model. I would say that Pro, the M3 Pro, is probably going to be, like I said, the most popular. That 11-core CPU is going to be killer versus that 8-core CPU in terms of the base M3. But that'll do it, guys. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about the Scary Fast event from Apple, M3 products in general. And let me know if you have any other questions, please put them down below. I'll be down there answering those for you guys. Otherwise, we'll see you on the next one. Peace.